Hi, this is Joe. Thanks for coming back for another video. I picked up an old beat-up motorcycle lift, and we're going to have to do some modifications here to get it into shape. As you notice, it's curved here in the back, and it's only 53 inches from the tip to where it starts to curve, and the wheelbase on the bike is about 53 inches, so that's not really going to be long enough. So what I'm going to do is this portion right here has a hinge pin on it, and what we're going to do is I'm going to pie cut the angle here and take it down and try to straighten out this bend right here. And then I went and purchased some angle iron, and we're going to pull this up and we're going to weld some braces on this, try to straighten this out a bit to give me some more length on this. Let me move the camera and show you how that hinge pin is connected. Here we're looking at the bottom of the lift where the hinge pins are. If you notice, here's hinge pin, there's one on each side, and as you can see here, there's some braces that have been welded, and there's a lot of slop in them. If I pull up, then the first part of this ramp is pretty level. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to cut these off or remove these. We're going to take some angle iron, and after we straighten out this ramp, and we're going to weld the angle iron onto this brace right here. Probably move these so they're flush, and then that way we can extend the length of this motorcycle lift and get it to be usable, because I'm going to need at least 60 to 70 inches to fit average motorcycle on this ramp. So let's go ahead and start cutting the ramp, and then I'll take it down. I have a 12-ton Harbor Freight press, and we're going to try to straighten that ramp out. Here's where the ramp, you can see it was welded here. We're going to cut these welds and in the shape of a pie cut, and then when I take it down, I'm going to try to use the press to straighten this ramp out as much as I can. I want a little bit of a drop on it, because in that way I can use it as a ramp when I'm putting the bike on and taking the bike off of the ramp. But I'm going to try to straighten out as much of this as I can. So let's go ahead and pie cut the welds off of this ramp, and then we'll take it off, take it down, and try to press some of the curve out of this ramp. Here's what the pins look like with the metal braces. I'm going to take this down. I don't have any lights in my external metal building, so I'm going to take this down and bend this ramp up straight. So I'll bring it back and show you the results after I come back up from the metal building. Surprisingly, after doing the pie cuts on the bend, all I had to do was put it down on the ground and stand on it and jump a little bit and straighten it right out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut off those pin braces and then cut some, I have some 1.5 inch by 1/8 inch angle iron. We're going to cut 3 pieces. We're going to brace the bottom of the ramp, and then we're going to clean up some weld space, and then we'll weld those angle iron pieces to the brace on the motorcycle lift. So let's go ahead and start doing that. When you're TIG welding, you have to have bright metal and clean metal when you're welding. So we've flap wheeled the edge here, and we've taken the steel plate, and we've cleaned with the flap wheel to bright metal. We have some 1.5 inch angle. So we have that set up. We're going to weld the edges to here, and then we're going to weld the angle iron directly to the steel plate. What we'll do is we will flip the whole motorcycle lift on its side, and then we will use some vice grips or welding grips to clamp the angle iron to the steel plate, and then we will start tacking that in place, and then we will finish up the welding, and then we'll flip it back up, see how it looks, and then we'll do a little spray painting. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we have the angle iron clamped in place. We have a very nice flush fitting to this bracket here. Now we're going to TIG weld in along here, and we'll just tack it, and then we'll get all 3 in, and then once everything looks okay, then we'll weld up the whole mess. I don't have the large diffused cup for my TIG torch, so I have to weld the most critical welds on this ramp are in the corners here where the ramp attaches to this metal end piece. So I decided to stick weld the whole pieces of angle iron onto the ramp. I haven't stick welded in many years, so needless to say, welds aren't as good as they should be, but they're strong. So I have everything stick welded. I've wire brushed everything. We're going to go ahead now and touch up the bottom with some yellow paint, and then ultimately what I'm going to do is spray the whole top of the motorcycle lift with some truck bed liner. It provides a really good anti-skid surface. I don't want the bike slipping around on the ramp. And then what we're going to do in the rest of this video is we're going to take a look at how much room we have on the bracket that mounts that you clamp on the front tire. So what we may do is to try to move the weight of the motorcycle to as far front as we can. We may drill some new holes. So let's go ahead and flip this motorcycle lift right side up, and we'll take a look at that tire mounting bracket and see what we have to do, and then we'll do some painting. I'll show you the finished product. I've marked up the center line here. These are the tire clamps, and I was going to move these forward about 3-4 inches, but underneath there's a brace that goes all the way across. So even if I move this out to the farthest point, I'm still going to hit this brace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave the mounting holes for the front tire in the position that they are. Let me get a tire. So that still gives me some clearance here. I would like to get a little closer, but this is going to have to do. So let's just go ahead and we'll secure these and then we're going to go ahead and do some painting, and I'll show you the finished product. There's a hole here and there's a slot here. This slot is deeper this way than this slot, so I'm going to expand these holes to get me some more distance, because trying to put the tire through here, it's a little tight. So I'm going to drill another hole here, expand this hole here, and expand this hole to match this hole right here. And then that should give me enough room for a variety of different tire sizes. So I'm going to go ahead and drill those out. Here we have 3 coats of truck bed liner coating on the top of the motorcycle lift, and it's looking really good. Notice that the steel ramp is somewhat straight now. Let me lower the camera and show you. I have 1 coat on the bottom of the steel plate, and then tomorrow it has a 24-hour recoat time. I'll show you what the bottom looks like. Here we have the underside of the steel plate painted yellow. Going to paint another coat tomorrow. I'm not going to paint the rest of the stand just yet. When I get some spare time, I will disassemble it, clean it up, and repaint the whole thing. But right now I just wanted to get the top motorcycle lift plate welded in place and ready to be used. So after the paint cures, then I'll show you everything mounted on it, and that will wrap up the video. We have the truck bed coating installed. We painted the bottom as I showed you before. We've mounted the wheel brackets to mount the wheel bracket. So we're now ready to start using the lift. So hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.